Indeed.
SCAstrea managing to tie it up in one of the weirdest games I've ever had the pleasure to cast in the top right corner of Cloud Kingdom. And opposite corner,
Yep. His opponent,
go ahead, Pat.
Dignitas Tefel, spawning as a green Terran. Or a green Zerg. I don't even know what the hell realm I'm in. My brain is just so effed after that last match.
Nice job, Whiplash.
But yeah, no, right. But he's going pool first. He is not forgetting.
Against Nexus first.
Yeah. It is Nexus first. And I don't know. When you don't
It's not
see
a
a
fast
probe come, it's one of two things. Your opponent couldn't give two Fs and is actually going for Nexus first, like we see our fine Protoss friend here doing, or there's a cannon getting in position at your potential hatchery location. So even though you don't see a probe scout, you still really need to get that pull down. So Tefel's just playing it out safe.
Do you remember those questions that they trolled with on TV back in the old
Oh,
days?
yeah.
Remember when what's his name was filling in for Tastosis?
Oh,
Whatever his name is. I forget what his name is, but
I'm gonna try for the rest of the cast to remember who it was.
anyway, like there's like this interview like of the player who like defended a cannon rush, and one of the questions, like troll question, was, "What do you do when your opponent tries to slip cannons in your backside?"
Oh god.
It was like, and he just read it. I was like, "Oh god." I feel so sorry because everyone was like ESL, like, you know, the translator and him, like they're all like ESL, so they may not have gotten that little subtlety of the joke.
It's actually really hard to pick up on innuendos like that in a foreign language.
Exactly, like if you're ESL, man, even if you're like perfectly fluent in English, it's really hard to pick up on those little idioms.
Two Zerglings
I was
are
laughing
having
hard
a
though.
fierce battle against this probe.
Run, probe, get out of there! He is checking for the third, and he will identify there is a third base at the standard Zerg timing for a third.
Now, will we see the cool man level of greed in this match?
Will we?
I don't know, Tefel's pretty standard. Like, he doesn't stray outside the normal too much in any of his matchups. So I would be surprised if we see like an 8-minute growth Corn. That was just such a... Oh my god. Like, if his opponent didn't go, and he executed that, he delayed his build, he went for another wave of drones before he knew about that third. If the Protoss was going for an all-in, he was dead. Like, there was no scrounging that up. That was a loss.
Yeah, no kidding.
But hats off to him because he made it work.
Yeah. So since this is a standard Zerg versus Protoss, we can actually just talk about random stuff for the next, like, 3 minutes at least.
It's like, it's getting to that point, too, where you step out of the phase of, like, having Terran versus X in these matchups and, like, all these dynamic different openings. Now that people actually, like, have ZVP down to a science, unless you're just casting something so whacked out, like that last game, actually, that was a very unique opening that you genuinely do not see all that often. It's
yeah, I was really happy to see that.
Down to a letter. We do see Twilight Council. This is a build that Oz used to use into the ground, and it's actually very nicely timed out here with the additional gas. But it's something that we don't see all that much anymore. This like 7-gate +2 timing. You can't really expo out of this on this map, so that's why I'm labeling it as an all-in right now.
So he's not gonna. You don't think he's gonna go third base with Twilight, just second base?
It's really like it's kind of coin flippy to do it, and there's really no need to do it in the deciding game of a semifinal match. Hats off to him if he does take a third, but that is really ballsy. Like, you have to be spot on with your micro and decision making from the moment you decide to take that third. Because like a little slip up and a Ling run by just ravages your everything.
We'll see.
Even on a map like this.
This probe is going out to a I'm going to take a third base position, and there it is, Nexus.
This is really ballsy.
He's going to third base with Twilight all the way.
This is not going to be like a DT opening that last match. And he's actually going for 1-1. He's not getting that +2, which is so anti-meta. It's like, it's slapping me in the face right now.
He's investing in the late game.
Yeah.
So, he wants to play a nice, long, clean macro game with this guy.
This is a caster bash build, man. It's like everything I knew is wrong.
Hey, we're learning together.
In the same sense, we do have Evo Chambers coming down here for a Zerg player. And yeah, he's just playing it out. Wow, even adding additional gates at this point.
Nice wall-in.
Yeah.
Of course, it is vulnerable to a flank, but yeah, the main approach is sealed off. Both main approach. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
This is kind of risky though. I mean, he did have that probe get in, but I mean, all it saw was a third base. Getting gateways up before you have cannons established after third base, where your army tab is like non-existent. He has sentries right now. And this is what I'm talking about. Like roach timings, smash this to hell.
Yeah, no kidding. But fortunately for SCAstrea, dTefel's like, I'm gonna make a fourth base.
Yeah.
He's getting the roach attack, but as you can see, he's going for melee attack instead of missile attack.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be defensive in nature. These are upgrades that you need to have. If you don't, there's a fine line between skimping on things that you really don't need and just being stupidly greedy and asking to die, which is what Naniwa does like 9 times out of 10 in his matches. I still think that MLG series against Leenock in the finals was one of the most just like stone-faced, I'm gonna bash my head against you and never stop going for Nexus first.
That made me rage so hard.
I know.
I got so mad with that final.
I got 3 games in and I rage quit the stream because I was like, why? Why Naniwa? Why?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, the thing is, like, Naniwa at that time was like, I'm gonna do one build, and I'm gonna do this build better than anyone in the world, but then he's against an opponent that's like, you know what, I understand your build, I figured out how to counter it, because I've seen it 50 times today, so I'll just do my counter, and...
Those sentries need to get fungled. Nice fungal growth on the Stalkers, but the Roaches are not able to get in position because of the force fields. And he did not get those 3 fungal growths in the sentries. This is a very, very strong timing here. It's hitting right as his opponent's hive tech is researching. Oh, there we go. That's what you needed. And now he can just back off. There are 5 more fungals that you can throw down.
He needs to kill this fourth base.
5 more force fields, not fungals. That'd be weird. The 4th will go down though, and this is actually a huge victory because the robotics bay is following this up. And this Stalker timing really gives way to a ridiculously strong pre-hive timing with Colossi.
Yeah, this is great. That was a great move, taking that base out.
You do need to really make sure that you A, maintain your units, which is what SCAstrea did, and B, kill that 4th. If you don't kill your 4th, then your opponent has broods and you die.
Exactly.
That's
only
brutal.
6 gas geysers.
Yeah, it's difficult to make it work.
Like, it's really hard to do Infestor Broodlord off anything less than 8 geysers.
5 drones on this one geyser. It's not making any difference now because he's like way oversaturated. Because he had to pull his drones, but still.
Yeah, still 5 on 1 geyser. The worst is when it mines out, like a gas, like you hear Vespene geyser exhausted, and you see idle workers 4.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh. And you just get mad because you know what you did. You didn't realize
when
it
that
until your
happens
geyser
in pro
exhausts.
games, like you have to imagine like some guy just his heart sinks. It's like,
he basically just like, I want to commit Sudoku right now. It's just that
Sudoku,
bad.
Man. I wonder how many people we could actually troll by doing that in a like cast of 10,000 people.
Like commit Sudoku.
Yeah.
Like a couple hundred are like,
yeah, you
meant
get like
seppuku.
#1 on Reddit. Rage caster doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's seppuku.
That would be so awesome.
Well, you do see a bit of a roach
and
knock on the front door.
Colossi on the field, the immortal count too is relatively non-existent because of the path he chose. So he does get a gateway almost out of it. Kills a pylon.
It keeps the Protoss on the back foot while he gets another base and gets Ultralisk tech, which I actually like because
again, here comes a move time though. And this is like really, really difficult for the Zerg to handle. Ultralisks are coming out, but this is like the timing that he's hitting. To try and prevent something like this from happening. And the Infestors are actually getting targeted down by the Colossi.
Oh, that's beautiful targeting. All that energy, that Infestor has like so much energy in 1 hit point.
And you already killed 2 full energy Infestors out of that.
Yeah.
However, this is a very
doing
nice
a lot of damage.
engagement area for dTefel, even though it wasn't the greatest engagement to start with.
Look at the supply, man. It's like even.
Yeah, and this is going to be hugely favoring the Protoss because he's just going to go warp in a couple more Stalkers, come at you with like another couple of Colossi, because he's off of 2 Robos. He's realizing that, hey, you know what? I really actually need to make this work before
Look at the
upgrades
upgrades
out on the field.
On that Ultralisk. 2-1. That's pretty jank.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that he is not going for Immortals after scouting these Ultras. Did he
He
see
is
the
getting-
Ultras? Did he get confirmation on that?
I don't think so.
All right.
Like, he's going Stargate, so he's probably anticipating Broodlords.
Because Colossi are not something you want to have mass of against Ultra attack.
No, not at all. Like,
Because Colossi actually get ravaged by Ultras. Have you ever seen one-on-one fights in like unit testers or something? It's scary.
I
man.
don't need to. I really don't need to.
It's happened to me in league games enough. But here comes the engagement, and pretty nice. First contact here by dTefel, but he just lacks units right now. Having those infestors die, he just can't keep the stalkers in one place, which the Ultras really need to deal maximum damage. Especially
3 Colossi
if
survive, and all the Ultras and Infestors die, which is important when the Zerg's still only on 4 bases. Look at the saturation at this fourth mineral-wise. Yeah,
and he
he's
can't
got
afford
one
to spend
drone.
larva on drones right now.
Yeah, he can't. He's building one drone.
And like, yeah, you look at the supply right now, 40 supply behind, oh my god, no, he has a 4th base up. It's mining. He has Colossi on the field, and he's maintaining them throughout every engagement. He's doing pretty damn well for himself right now.
Yeah, SCAstrea is in such a good position. Oh, he's got to defend this 4th, though. And, yeah, dTefel basically sees that and just makes a 360-degree turn and walks out of there.
That's this is something that dTefel cannot take, but soon enough he will have.
He's got his max. He has his max, and he's getting his upgrades.
Yeah.
Where does he have a Greater Spire yet?
No, he's not. He's not even a Spire down.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I thought I saw one on the production tab. Maybe
I just want to make sure that that statement is correct now. I'm like double checking.
I checked.
No,
I checked when you said that.
All right.
I do not see a Spire anywhere.
Because I've been looking. That's really game turning. Because the fact that he doesn't have a Greater Spire and he's so wing heavy right now against Mass Colossi, things aren't really working out well for our Zerg friend.
Him not even. He just started the Spire now, so it'll be 200 seconds before he can start Broodlords, which take like another 40 or so in-game seconds. So we're looking at 4 minutes.
These Colossi are just going to melt these lings. He needs Corruptors on the field to be able to properly deal with this.
And look, we got Archons.
Tiny bit more for the upgrades, though. That's one
with
thing
plus 3 attack Archons.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Does he have 3/3 at this point?
3/2.
Just about. He actually has yet to start the armor research, but Gas is going otherwise. I don't know.
Mothership will be out, and the Mothership will be out and at enough energy for 2 vortexes by the time Broodlords are out on mass.
Wow.
But look at this gigantic thing run by.
Engagement for dTefel.
Oh god.
His Infestors are getting melted before they even have a chance to engage. One Immortal does die, and he needs the Infestors to be able to fungal on that choke.
And these, the Infestors are just melting.
Yeah, and so are the Ultralists. So are everything. And
but did dTefel do enough damage? Oh, he just warped in a bunch of Zealots at home, so these Zerglings are cleaned up. So, yeah, the Natural's dead, but at what cost? At what cost, said DJ Wheat in...
and everyone.
In exasperation.
Yeah, that was really cost-effective for SCAstrea. And this is something that dTefel needed to do to stall. But at this point, he still needed to make Ultralists. After all of that, he couldn't get Broodlords on the field in time.
Yeah, because guess what? The Greater Spire hasn't even started because he can't afford it. He has a lot of minerals, but he doesn't have enough hatcheries and enough larvae really to use them. He has to keep rebuilding all these Infestors, so his gas count is crippled. And guess what? When you can't have your cake and eat it too, and you know the cake right now is the Broodlords.
Yeah. It's a pretty tasty cake.
Only if you're a Zerg player.
That's true.
Oh, on this 4th base.
Tears and misery. This is actually probably the best. Yeah, that was like the best engagement dTefel could have hoped for based on his Infestor count.
But didn't matter.
Yeah. They're on a supply lead for a Protoss player, and we will have a ZDP tutorial between SCAstrea and Coolman in the finals.
Tutorial. We should play on EU. That was a great series because you were not so bad. Oh, look at that.
Yay! So manner.
dTefel.
Yeah, dTefel's a nice guy.
Yeah. Here I have a 10%. I have 10% chance. This was actually a really good series. I'm really glad to.
This was. Despite Game 2 and all of its, I just feel like it got my hopes up and it just crushed me.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. There might be a new friendship forged
Yeah.
from this. And as you know, friendship is magic.
Even this late. Oh snap! Even this late in the professional scene, pros are still making new friends.
Yeah, it's
I have to admit this. For me, the lag NA to EU is worse than the lag from NA to Korea in terms of random ass spikes.
That's surprising.
But in terms of like innate latency, it would definitely be Korea would be more. And I'm in the East Coast in the US, so it's like I'm closer to Europe. And
Yeah, you
farther
get the
from
best
Korea.
out of that deal.